Welcome to AI for Procurement. Today, we're diving deep, into the UK government's new AI action plan, a
Mm,
topic that I know is on the radar for professionals like you interested in AI technology and new policy developments.
definitely. It's a big one.
Yeah, for sure. And they're not shying away from bold statements.
No, no, they're not.
The plan actually calls AI the single biggest lever
Right.
for achieving their economic goals.
That's a pretty powerful statement, and I think it really does beg the question of, what exactly makes AI so critical for economic growth, at least
Yeah.
according to the UK government.
Right. Well, let's start with the UK's, overall goal, the ambition to achieve the highest sustained growth among G7 countries.
A very challenging target,
Yeah,
and they really see AI as a key driver in a number of ways.
absolutely. And they're not just talking about growth within the tech sector itself.
Right. They're looking at the broader impact of AI across the entire economy.
Right.
Everything from healthcare and manufacturing to of course, procurement.
So how would this growth actually, play out in the real world for someone
Oh.
working in procurement?
Well, I mean, think about the potential for AI to streamline processes,
Yeah.
reduce costs, and really just create new value.
Hmm.
I mean, imagine analyzing massive data sets to identify the best suppliers, predict potential risks,
Oh,
and even negotiate more favorable contracts,
wow.
all with the help of AI.
Yeah, that's a compelling vision.
It is.
And it's clear that the UK government is going all in on AI.
Yeah, they are, but,
Yeah.
they're not starting from scratch.
Right.
You know?
They've got some good stuff going already.
Yeah, they've got a strong foundation in AI research.
Yeah.
A vibrant startup ecosystem.
Yeah.
And some of the I would say world-leading companies in AI safety.
Absolutely.
They're building on existing strengths.
Yeah, but what does this new action plan actually entail? What's in it?
Well, it outlines kind of a three-pronged approach.
Okay.
Investing in those core foundations of AI,
Yeah.
promoting AI adoption across all sectors,
Okay.
and positioning the UK as an AI maker, not just a taker.
So it's about setting the stage, putting it to work, and then
Yeah.
aiming for that global leadership.
Aiming for that global leadership.
Aiming for that's pretty ambitious.
Ambitious agenda.
Sure.
But the action plan goes into quite a bit of detail on how they plan to actually achieve these goals.
Right.
They've identified 3 key opportunities that kind of form the backbone of their strategy.
All right. So let's break down these 3 opportunities, starting with the first one,
Yeah.
laying the groundwork to enable AI.
Yeah, this is all about setting the stage for AI to thrive.
Yeah.
I always think of it as, building a really strong foundation
Right.
for a house.
Yeah.
It involves investing in the infrastructure,
Yeah.
making data accessible, developing talent, and then creating a regulatory framework that fosters innovation. Okay.
While ensuring, safety and trust.
Right. Yeah. Sounds like they're covering all the bases, so let's zoom in on each of these areas.
Sure.
So, what is the plan when it comes to AI infrastructure?
Well, they recognize that AI needs a ton of computing power
Right.
to operate effectively.
Yeah.
So the plan calls for a substantial investment in what they're calling sovereign compute,
Okay.
which essentially means,
Yeah.
computational resources
Yeah.
owned and controlled within the UK.
Right.
This ensures data security, strategic autonomy,
Okay.
especially for sensitive information.
Yeah. And they're not just focused on keeping everything within their own borders, though, right?
No, they're not.
Sounds like.
They definitely see the value of
Mhm.
international collaboration.
Yeah.
When it comes to computing power.
Right.
They acknowledge the importance of both domestic and international partnerships
Yeah.
to access, the necessary computational resources. Okay. So what about these AI growth zones that I've been hearing about? Where do those fit in?
Yes. Those are a particularly interesting aspect of their infrastructure plans. These are dedicated zones, specifically designed to accelerate the development of data centers.
So to facilitate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The idea is to create hubs of AI innovation,
Yeah.
attract investment, create jobs, and drive the adoption of AI across the UK.
That sounds really interesting. It sounds like a bold move, creating these specialized zones just for AI.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
It certainly is. And
Yeah.
and while there's a ton of potential there for significant benefits,
Yeah.
also comes with some challenges.
Of course, yeah.
Ensuring equitable access to these zones,
Right.
managing the environmental impact
Yeah, that's a big one.
of large-scale data centers,
Right.
and navigating, potential regulatory hurdles will be crucial.
Right. It's kind of a reminder that building infrastructure isn't just about
Yeah.
the physical,
Structures, but creating a sustainable and inclusive ecosystem.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the next element of laying the foundations, data access.
Yes,
As we know, AI relies heavily on data,
it does.
and the action plan recognizes the importance of unlocking data in both the public and private sectors.
Yeah, and that makes sense, but, how do they plan to approach this?
Yeah,
Especially given, the sensitivity around data privacy.
right.
It's a tricky one.
It is.
Well, I mean, they've outlined kind of a multifaceted approach.
Okay.
First, they're going to identify high-impact public data sets
Okay.
that can be made available for AI development.
Right.
Things like those related to healthcare, transportation, or energy.
So kind of strategically selecting data sources that can fuel AI innovation in those key areas.
Exactly, exactly. And they're thinking ahead.
Yep.
They plan to shape data collection strategies from the outset
Oh, wow.
with AI applications in mind.
Yeah.
This means ensuring that data is collected.
And structured in a way that makes it suitable for AI algorithms.
It's like, building a house
Yeah,
with the wiring already in place for all the smart home features you might want later.
that's a great analogy, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Future-proofing in a way.
Future-proofing, yeah. And they haven't forgotten about the data held by private companies.
Right.
They plan to incentivize, responsible data sharing,
Yeah.
possibly through secure platforms,
Yeah.
which could be a game changer
That would be huge.
for fields like procurement.
Imagine if we had access to
Yeah.
larger, more diverse data sets, all while maintaining privacy and security.
The potential is huge. I mean, data is the fuel that powers AI.
Right.
And the UK government is clearly committed to making that fuel
Yeah.
readily available.
They're taking that proactive approach to data access.
Yes, they are.
Which is critical
Yeah.
for enabling AI to reach its full potential. Now, what about talent development? What's the plan there?
Well, I mean, they've set a pretty ambitious goal to train tens of thousands of new AI professionals by 2030
Okay.
and attract top talent from around the world.
That's a significant investment in human capital.
Yeah.
How are they going to achieve that?
Well, they're looking at it, again, from a multi-pronged approach.
Okay.
First, they want to increase the number of AI graduates coming out of universities.
Makes sense.
They'll provide funding to higher education institutions,
Okay.
support new courses and programs, and even launch scholarship programs to make AI education more accessible.
Yeah.
So that's great for building a pipeline of new talent.
Sure.
But, it's not just about fresh graduates.
Right. We need those experienced professionals who can
Exactly.
hit the ground running.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the plan addresses that as well.
Okay.
They're going to invest in upskilling programs to help people from a variety of different backgrounds transition into AI-related roles. And they'll be looking at ways to attract international talent, recognizing that, a strong AI ecosystem really requires a diverse pool of skills and experience.
Absolutely. So they're not just focusing on one segment of the talent pool, but taking that holistic approach.
A holistic approach, to building a future-ready workforce.
Okay. So we've talked about infrastructure, data, and talent. Now let's move on to the fourth pillar of this foundation. Safety and regulation.
Right.
AI is a powerful tool, but it does come with risks.
Yeah.
And the action plan recognizes the importance of developing AI responsibly.
Of course.
So how do they plan to balance fostering innovation while ensuring that AI is used ethically and safely?
Well, they're committed to putting in place robust safety measures and
Right.
regulations, for instance.
Yeah.
They're going to continue supporting and growing the AI Safety Institute,
Okay.
which is doing some really groundbreaking work in this area.
That's right.
And they also plan to reform regulations around data mining to ensure that, it's done in a way that protects individual privacy.
That's important because, regulation often gets a bad rap for stifling innovation.
Yeah, it does.
So how are they going to prevent that?
Well, I think the plan really emphasizes close collaboration with regulators
Yep.
to strike the right balance.
Yeah.
They want to accelerate the adoption of AI in key sectors
Right.
while ensuring that it's done safely and responsibly.
Right.
It's about finding that sweet spot
Mm.
between, promoting innovation and safeguarding against those potential risks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's where the development of what they call assurance tools comes in, right?
Right.
Can you tell us more about those?
Absolutely. These tools are designed to assess the performance of
Okay.
AI systems.
Hmm.
They help determine, if
Yeah.
an AI system is doing what it's supposed to do
Yeah.
and if it's working,
Yeah. Yeah.
as intended. And this is incredibly important for applications like procurement, where we need to be confident that the AI systems we're using are reliable and trustworthy.
So for things like supplier selection or contract analysis, these assurance tools provide that layer of confidence and transparency,
Right.
which is essential for building trust
It is, yeah.
in AI systems.
Yeah, and the UK government's committed to investing in their development.
Yeah.
They're even considering the creation of, government-backed assurance tools
Wow.
that could set industry standards.
Right.
They really do see building trust
Yeah.
as fundamental to the successful adoption of AI.
So to kind of wrap up this first part of the action plan, they're focusing on creating that solid foundation for AI
Yeah.
with investments in infrastructure, data access, talent development, and a balanced approach to safety and regulation.
Yeah.
It's about laying the groundwork for the UK to become a global leader in AI,
Yes.
not just a follower.
Yeah, that's a great summary.
Yeah.
I mean, they're setting the stage for AI to become, a truly integral part of the economy.
Right.
And this has huge implications for procurement professionals.
Yeah.
The UK government's actions are creating an environment where AI can flourish.
Right.
And those who embrace this change, I think, will be very well positioned for the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A future full of possibilities.
Yes.
And now let's move on to the second goal of the UK's AI action plan. Changing lives by embracing AI,
Okay.
where we'll delve into the practical applications of AI and how the government plans to drive adoption across the economy.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so stay with us.
So we've been talking, about the UK government's plan to establish this robust foundation for AI.
Right, but now it's time to actually talk about how they plan to integrate AI into different sectors.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's where their second goal comes in,
Right.
changing lives by embracing AI.
It's a shift, from the theory to practice,
Right.
from laying the groundwork to actually building the structure itself.
Yeah, and it's not just about advocating for adoption.
Yeah.
They're leading by example,
Yeah,
demonstrating how AI can be used to improve government services.
precisely. And they're essentially saying, look, if we can use AI to improve how the government operates,
Right.
businesses across all sectors should be able to do the same.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's about walking the walk,
Yeah. Walking the walk.
not just talking the talk.
Exactly.
And to guide this adoption process, they've laid out a structured approach, what they call Scan A, Pilot E scale,
Right.
which they're encouraging both public and private sector organizations to adopt.
Yeah. Very pragmatic.
Yeah, very methodical.
Very methodical approach.
So can you walk us through what each stage entails?
Yeah, so the first stage, scan, is all about identifying the most promising opportunities for implementation. They'll be appointing AI leads for each government mission.
Right.
And establishing these dedicated teams
Okay.
to scan for, AI technologies and applications that align with their strategic goals.
So being proactive and strategic, not just jumping on the bandwagon
Exactly.
without a clear plan.
Yeah, once they've identified those potential areas for AI integration, the next step is pilot,
Okay.
which involves, testing these ideas in a very controlled environment.
Right.
They're planning to develop frameworks for sourcing AI solutions,
Right.
build rapid prototyping capabilities,
Mhm.
and even create, these data-rich environments specifically for experimentation.
So it's a testing ground for AI,
It is, yeah.
where they can, try out different solutions,
Yeah,
gather data,
yes,
see what works before rolling it out
precisely.
on a larger scale.
Yeah, it's all about mitigating risk
Right?
and ensuring that they're investing in solutions that actually deliver
Okay.
tangible results.
Okay, so what about the final stage?
Scale. Yeah, so that's when they take those proven solutions
Okay.
and expand them to achieve a wider impact.
Okay.
They're talking about mission-focused national AI tenders. and developing or procuring scalable AI tech stacks
Right.
that can be integrated into core operations and services,
Okay.
across different departments.
So moving beyond those isolated projects and really embedding AI into the fabric of the
Yeah,
government,
exactly. Yeah.
its operations.
And to ensure that their investments, have lasting value, they're
Right.
emphasizing, infrastructure interoperability,
Mm-hmm.
code reusability,
Yeah.
and open sourcing. They
Right.
want to create, a robust and sustainable AI ecosystem where
Right.
different systems can kind of work together.
Right. Talk to each other.
Exactly. Avoiding duplication of effort and maximizing the impact of their investments.
So it's about not just short-term gains, but long-term
Long-term, sure.
sustainability and AI adoption.
Yeah. And what's really interesting is that they're not keeping this approach to themselves.
Right.
They're actively encouraging, private sector companies to
Right.
adopt a similar strategy,
Including those in procurement.
including those in procurement.
Right. So that's a valuable takeaway for our listeners.
It is.
It's a blueprint, that can be used to start exploring the potential of AI
Exactly.
in a very structured, manageable way.
It's a testament to, their commitment to collaborative innovation.
Right.
They're sharing their roadmap as a model for others to, adapt and build upon.
And it's not just about leading by example. They're also putting in place those measures to support private sector adoption
Absolutely.
of AI.
One of the key strategies is, smart procurement,
Right.
where the government leverages its purchasing power
Yeah.
to support innovators and create a market for, cutting-edge solutions.
So they're actively seeking out and investing in companies that are pushing the boundaries of AI,
Exactly.
and particularly those that align with their strategic priorities.
Exactly.
Right. So not just passively buying
No, not passively buying.
off-the-shelf products.
No.
Yeah.
And they're also planning to utilize, their own digital government infrastructure. Okay.
To create new opportunities for AI innovators.
Right.
I mean, imagine a future where, government platforms and data are made accessible
Wow.
to startups and companies that are developing AI solutions.
Yeah, fostering a dynamic ecosystem
Exactly.
where the public and private sectors
Yeah.
work together
Hand in hand.
to drive innovation.
Exactly.
That's a powerful vision, creating a collaborative environment where the government is a catalyst
Yeah.
for AI development.
And they're not neglecting, the challenges that businesses face.
Right.
Especially smaller businesses when it comes to AI adoption.
Right. It can be tough.
Yeah. They're appointing AI sector champions in key industries to provide guidance, support, and resources.
So to help businesses overcome those barriers.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's about leveling the playing field.
Right.
And ensuring that, even small and medium-sized enterprises can benefit
Right.
from the transformative potential of AI.
So an inclusive AI ecosystem.
An inclusive AI ecosystem, yeah, where innovation flourishes across sectors.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered how the UK government is embracing AI internally
Yes.
and supporting its adoption
Yeah.
across the economy.
Across the economy.
This brings us to their third goal,
Right.
which focuses on securing the UK's future as a leader in what they call homegrown AI.
Yeah, this is about shifting their role
Okay.
from primarily being a consumer of AI technologies
Right, developed elsewhere.
developed elsewhere
Yeah.
to becoming a global hub for AI innovation,
Wow.
for creating, the next generation of AI breakthroughs.
That's a bold ambition.
It is.
What are the key elements of their strategy for achieving this?
Well, they're establishing a new unit called UK Sovereign AI
Okay.
with a mandate to maximize, the UK's stake
Okay.
in frontier AI.
Frontier AI. Okay.
The most cutting edge.
That sounds really intriguing.
Yeah.
What exactly does that entail?
So think about areas like generative AI,
Okay.
large language models, and AI systems that can, learn and adapt in ways we can barely imagine today.
So it's more than just incremental improvements to existing technologies.
Yeah, exactly.
These are breakthroughs that could potentially revolutionize entire industries.
Yeah, they really could.
Yeah.
And so UK Sovereign AI will partner with private companies,
Okay.
providing funding, resources, access to data, support in attracting top talent
Okay.
to invest in and develop these capabilities.
So creating a really attractive environment for those companies.
They want to make the UK a magnet
Right.
for talent and investment.
For AI.
Yeah, for AI.
Yeah.
And in return, for this support, they're going to be looking to ensure that the UK benefits economically
Right, of course.
from these developments.
Makes sense.
They also want to have a strong voice, in the global governance of these technologies, shaping the ethical frameworks and regulations that'll guide their development and deployment.
It's about positioning the UK as a leader
Yeah.
in both the development and the responsible use
Yeah, exactly.
of AI.
It's a strategic move
It is, for sure.
with really, far-reaching implications.
Yeah. It's going to be fascinating to see how it all unfolds
Yeah,
in
well,
the coming years and how it impacts the global AI landscape.
yeah, the UK is making a really strong statement about their commitment to AI.
They are.
And it's going to be really interesting to see, how this translates into, concrete developments and breakthroughs.
Okay, now let's shift our focus back to the world of procurement.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground discussing the UK's AI action plan.
Yeah, well, you have.
But how will all this impact procurement professionals
Right.
in their day-to-day work?
That's the key question, and one that we'll explore in detail. As we delve into the practical implications of, the UK's AI ambitions for the future of procurement. So we've spent some time, exploring the UK government's AI action plan, examining their strategy for establishing a robust AI ecosystem.
Yeah.
And their commitment to becoming, a global leader in AI innovation.
But now let's talk about what this means for those of you working in procurement.
Yeah, how does this all translate to the real world?
Yeah.
This isn't just a theoretical discussion,
Right.
About technology trends.
It's going to have real impacts.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
The UK's actions are setting in motion a wave of change
Right.
that will have very real and tangible impacts
Yeah.
on the procurement profession.
Absolutely. And it's important to understand these impacts so that we can prepare
Right.
for the future.
Yeah, let's start by looking at, the positive implications.
Okay.
The UK government's commitment to investing in AI infrastructure, data accessibility, and talent development
Yeah.
is a huge win for the procurement field.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's like they're creating fertile ground for innovation,
Yeah.
making it easier for companies to develop and implement AI-powered solutions.
Right.
That can directly address, the challenges faced by procurement professionals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Imagine having AI tools that can sift through mountains of data
Yeah.
to identify the best suppliers, flag potential risks, and even predict future market trends.
Right.
This would allow procurement professionals to make more informed decisions
Yeah.
and negotiate better deals.
And the UK's focus on, smart procurement is another positive development.
Right.
By actively seeking out and supporting AI innovators, the government is fostering a market for cutting-edge solutions.
Right.
Specifically designed, for the procurement space.
So it's not just about adopting existing technologies, it's about actively driving innovation.
Exactly.
And creating a dynamic ecosystem.
Right. And as the government itself implements AI in various sectors, it's going to create a ripple effect across the economy.
Yeah.
Leading to increased demand, for AI-powered procurement solutions.
It's a win-win.
It is, yeah.
The government benefits from, that improved efficiency, effectiveness, and the private sector sees new opportunities
Absolutely.
for growth and innovation.
Now, beyond, the government's direct actions,
Yeah.
the scan pilot scale approach is a valuable framework that any procurement team can adopt.
It's a roadmap.
It is.
For navigating those complexities of AI implementation.
Yeah.
In a very structured and manageable way.
Instead of rushing into large-scale AI deployments, organizations can start by identifying specific areas where AI can add value, test out solutions in a controlled environment, and then gradually scale up.
It's a practical approach.
Very practical, yeah. That can help mitigate risk and maximize the return on investment.
Absolutely. However, it's important to acknowledge that this shift towards AI-driven procurement, it's not without its challenges.
It's not, no.
Implementing AI effectively requires a shift in mindset.
It does.
A willingness to embrace change.
Yeah.
And a commitment to developing new skills.
And there are those ethical considerations as well.
Absolutely.
Particularly around data privacy.
Right.
And the potential for bias in AI systems.
Right. Yeah, it's a big one.
The UK government's acutely aware of these concerns.
Right.
and is actively investing in research and development
Hmm.
to ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly.
Yeah, they're focused on, developing those assurance tools
Yeah.
to assess performance
Yeah.
and the trustworthiness of AI
That's a
systems.
crucial step.
It's so important.
It's about building transparency and accountability into AI,
Right.
which is essential for fostering trust and driving wider adoption.
So for all of you listening who are involved in procurement, this is a call to action.
Yeah,
The world of procurement is on the cusp of a major
it
transformation.
is. Yeah.
The UK's AI action plan is a clear signal
Yeah.
that AI will play an increasingly significant role.
Yeah, it will.
And how procurement operates in the future.
Those who embrace this change,
Mhm.
who are proactive in developing their AI knowledge and skills,
Yeah.
and who are willing to experiment with new technologies will be the ones that thrive.
Right. It's about being ahead of the curve
It is, yeah.
and shaping the future of
Yeah.
procurement.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with a final thought.
Okay.
Given, the rapid pace of AI development,
Right.
how do you envision the role of procurement evolving
Yeah.
over the next 5 to 10 years?
That's a great question.
What are the biggest opportunities and challenges that lie ahead?
It's an exciting time to be working in procurement,
It is.
a time of tremendous potential and transformation.
It is.
The choices we make today
Yeah.
will determine the shape of things to come.
Well,
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the UK's AI action plan and its implications for the world of procurement. Don't forget to like the podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel, AI for Procurement.